Hi. Today we are represent our case study number 2, and we are two member in our group. Group number is 44. First one member is Shiraz Yar and second is Hasham Yadullah. So we can discuss in our presentation about digital inequality and SME disruption, a case-based exploration of ethics and inclusion in digital marketing. And second slide is about contents. In these slides, we can discuss like a short points about title slides, introductions, and a case of the problem, analytics tool using, and also we can discuss about the ethics in digital marketing and conclusions. And next slide is about introduction, framing the problem. In this slide, we can discuss about the over 50% of women in some regions remain uneducated, restricting access to digital tools and participation in modern economics. The global digital divide affect how SMEs using digital marketing effectively, particularly in undeserved regions. And also in these slides, we can also discuss about how to we can prove this framing problem in our topics. The first one we aim to provide evidence-based solutions aligned with the consumer production, protection, inclusion, and fair marketing practices. And in this slide is about research background and how we can research and how we can discuss research about our topics. In first one about historic gender inequality. In this we can discuss how generation exclusions of women from education and business ownership. And historic is second, third one is SMEs in these regions, and fourth one is about in digital first economy. These inequalities limit not only e-commerce participation but also digital marketing. And fifth one is without inclusion policies, business miss out on emerging female marks and ethical concern in digital targeting. And in this slide, we can context of the problems, digital exclusions and marketing barriers. Like first one, uneducated populations in digital illiteracy. Our 20, our like first one is like then over 244 million children and youth are out of schools globally. This is the report of UNESCO 2024. Limited access to schools, financial tools, digital marketing platform and training, international telecommunication unions. These are all the report of these are other unions and field in which will work on the like that to discover how many people are our children are not going to school. The result is about reduced SME visibility online, and we can like a poor digital marketing performance due to inability to segment, retarget or engage diverse consumers. World Bank 2024. And in this slide is stakeholders affected, barrier to include digital marketing. In this slide, we can discuss the barriers to include digital marketing, like women, government and regulators and digital marketing, SMEs and tech companies. Like women unable to ethically reach or engage underrepresented audience, limited campaign reach. This is the UN Women Reports in 2023. Like in government and regulators face pressure to promote inclusive digital policies and bridge access gap. It is also a report of UNDP 2023. And like digital marketing. Digital marketing misinformed or underdeserved due to algorithm-based poor targeting or exclusion from digital markers. This is the report of 2024. And in this slide, we can discuss about the causes of the problem, why digital marketing remain inequitable. So we can describe in charts like a flow chart, like weak in infrastructure, lack of digital tools and marketing training, and last one weak police enforcement. Like in weak infrastructure, poor internet connectivity, limited schools, and underdeveloped financial system in a rural areas. This is the report of World Bank 2024. Like lack of digital tools and marketing training. In this, we can lack access to platform, analytics tool, and e-commerce knowledge. It is the report of ITU in 2024. Last one is weak policy enforcement and limited Government support for gender inclusive education and finance. It is a report of UNDP 2024. It is a weak policy enforcement. And this slide is about understanding root cases of digital exclusion. This is part one, in which we have discussed about the understanding the barriers and we can discuss about the digital divide theory and Maslow hierarchy of needs, like understanding the barriers. Like first outcomes like usage, access, self-esteem, love and belonging, safety needs, physical needs, and this we can show you like a chart in this slide we can discuss about the how we can prove our like a woman uneducated woman or people to improve their life to using like social media or anything else like digital divide theory highlight inequality in access to technology across socioeconomics and gender lines and lack of access of education and digital tools limit entrepreneurial and workforce potential among women in low income regions. This slide we can discuss about the theoretical framework. This is a part 2. We can show you a pathways to inclusion. Social inclusion in the digital area. These are the two. Like first one is pathway to inclusion in which we discuss about the living environment, real people and communities and enable system and technology. It is like a circle. Like in social inclusion in the digital era, in this we empower women via access to finance, education pathway, entry into SMEs and digital marketing. And this is the global gender and education data in which we like a woman access to education and digital literacy 129 million girls are out of school globally 32 million at primary level. It is a report of UNESCO 2024. Like only 43 of women in sub-Sahara Africa complete primary education. It is a report of World Bank 2024. Digital literacy gap highlight in South Asia and Africa is like female participation in digital entrepreneurship remains below 30% in low income economics. And next slides are presented by our group mate Asham.
Next slide is about the financial inclusion and microfinancial. There are SMEs and economic impact. Both local and global economies depend on small and medium-sized entrepreneurs. They are source of most jobs in the world and innovation. Nevertheless, to survive and thrive in the current world, SMEs have to able to compare in the digital marketplace. Digital marketing is not an option anymore. It is the way to reach the consumers and stay competitive. Unluckily, there is a big gender gap whereby the women SMEs and vastly underpassed in the internet. There is a lost innovation, lost revenue, and unutilized markets. There are 1.4 billion adults worldwide remain unbanked. 55% are women. World Bank 2024. In sub-Saharan Africa, 33% of adults use mobile money. 55% have an account. World Bank 2021. And next slide, please. SMEs and digital economic. Both local and global economy depend on small and medium-sized enterprises. They are source of most jobs in the world and innovation. Nevertheless, to survive and thrive in the current world, SMEs have to be able to compete in the digital marketplace. This is a lost innovation, lost revenue, unutilized markets, bridging the digital gender divide in the SME participation. Will they impact? SMEs makes up 90% of the businesses worldwide and provide over 50% of total employment. World Bank 2023. Digital marketing helps SMEs reach wider audience, increase visibility and complete globally. Koto 2022. There's many other things, gender gap, lost economic issues in OECD countries. SMEs account of 60% to 70% of jobs and 50 to 60% of value added. Next slide. In this slide, they represent about the analytic tools used. There are four types of analytic tools. Number one, strength, weakness, opportunities, threats. Tool analytics, SWOT analysis. We employed a SWOT analysis in order to understand how internal and external factors can help to address the issue of gender-based economic exclusion. The background of inclusive intervention is presented by the benefits of community support and digital access. However, there are great zones of vulnerability in the form of low literacy and particularly ideas which restrain growth. The option exists in scalable digital technology like mobile learning and applications together with the amplified political will. These can foster a considerable change. In the strengths, we see the existing community in Inequality supporting women, UN Women 2024, international support for women focused on the development programs, World Bank 2023. In the opportunity, we see the increasing government and NGO investment in the gender inclusion potential to peer-to-peer leading and digital upskills platforms. Next slide. In this slide, we can see the tools of analytics stakeholder analysis. In marketing, this table will illustrate key stakeholder that affects the aspect of digital inclusion. The regulatory space of the ethical and inclusive digital platform is provided by government NGOs reduce shortages. Um, they see the different things stakeholder, government and policy makers, NGOs and international agencies, women entrepreneurs, banks and microfinance institutions, marketing and ad agencies. So they access to online tools via microfinance and digital payments can be either enabled or discouraged by financial institutions. Finally, the authors of message are marketing agencies which also have an indirect duty to represent multiple voices. The role of influence, they said the develop inclusive education and marketing policies, find digital accessibility in this relevance to digital marketing, set regulations on ethical digital marketing, influence public digital literacy programs. In the end, I said to actually catalyze equitable global economies outcomes through digital marketing, these stakeholders should collaborate to fill the gaps inherent in the system and represent themselves in equability to internet. Next slide, please. Now I see the scenario number one. Do nothing. In the event of non-interception, the status quo is preserved. Digital literacy is still on obstacle, including that of women and SMEs still devoid of the means of harnessing digital marketing tools. This indifference does not only hurt economic inclusion but also allows on unethical marketing strategies to flourish in substantial areas. There will be less watchdog and aware consumer, and thus fraudulent online advertisements are bound to flourish. The gender divide in entrepreneurship will also increase, which will enhance economic inequity. The situation points to the actualness of joint action because inaction does not maintain the status quo but gives the structural inequalities to chance to worsen with time. Next slide, please. Now I shifted into the scenario number two, targeted interventions. In this partial intervention case, there is some improvement with specific interventions such as mobile literacy campaigns and microfinance schemes on women. They focus on the women. These measures will give more women access to the digital economy and will enable SMEs to start taking simple digital marketing practices. Nevertheless, the measures are narrow in their focus and do not comprehensively deal with systematic challenges. Consequently, though modest success is achieved in the digital engagement and economic inclusively of the SMEs, digital marketing ethics remain in catch-up mode. The situation can be promising, but at the same time demonstrates the fact that it is necessary to adopt a more strategic, comprehensive approach. Next slide, please. Now I shifted into the scenario number three, prescriptive reform. In this complete reform situation, significant, deep, systematic transformation is enacted. Women and underreserved communities are given access to quality education opportunities and financial mechanism as well as specific technology trainings. Women are not only empowered to able to start businesses but also to learn and get the skills on ethical digital marketing techniques and get the skills such as SEO, social media strategy, and data protection. These enhances visibility, creates consumer customer contact, and comprehensive of SMEs both locally and internationally. The outcome is healthy virtual economy in which ethical marketing faith is no longer economy in which ethical marketing is fair merely an objective but a norm. This is the most radical and suitable situation. Now I shifted into the next slide. Short-term solutions. In the short term, efforts should be made to empower digitally at the grassroots level. Women-specific boot camps are free and impact on the skills such as content creation, SEO, and social media marketing. Open digital shops under CSR corporations can offer SMEs marketing. WhatsApp through business and mobile banking. These short-term solutions achieve a basic digital presence and equip underserved entrepreneurs with the foundations they will need to grow up in the digital market over the long term to become suitable operations. Now I shifted into the next slide recommendation and risk long term. Lastly, there should be the formalization of ethical codes of marketing to avoid digital manipulation and gain consumer confidence. They give reforms will contribute to great fairness and equality not only but also exist in digital economies and ethical marketing extensions on a worldwide scale. Technology companies can speed up the NGO alliance and by introducing learning and financial system. However, the other risks are necessarily to cope with the unethical group but poor management of finances or inaccessible infrastructure in remote areas. Um, Next slide, ethics of digital marketing. Digital marketing ethics is a issue of increasing concern as consumers lost trust. Although marketing is visible in digital marketing, normally activity or just a presence psychological tool. Data given ads use a behavioral tracking can feel invasive of mistake need of transparency platform accountability and consumer education on spotting deceptive tacticals and tactics and consumer engagement increase in regional digital and conversation rules and scales. Now shifting in this slide, they describe about the conclusion and call to action. In the conclusion, digital marketing thrives in the conclusions, trust and access GSMA 2023, excluding women and SMEs, missed economic and ethical opportunities, UN Women 2023, call to action. There are sport of gender, in exclusive marketing training, regulate in influencer content and behavioral ads, invest in tools for ethical SME digital visibility, World Bank 2023 and UN ESO 2024. Next slide, please. In this slide, we give all the references. You can see in the UNESCO 2024, World Bank, UN Women Development Goals, McKinsey UNDP 2023-2024, and in the ILO all the websites are mentioned, SHIY and Linux, IMF 2023 reports or others. In these references we include all the reports and the different websites edits and give the references. Next slide please. Thank you very much. uh, Thank you.